To begin creating your first Nearpod lesson, you're going to log into Nearpod with your district account. We recently acquired a district license for Nearpod, which is going to allow you to use all of their resources. So after you arrive at nearpod.com, you're going to click on Login, and you don't need to create another username or password to use this. You're going to click on the button that says Login with Office 365 and use your Office 365 credentials. Students do not need a login for Office 365. They will not be creating lessons. They're going to be participating in your own lessons. So once you've logged in, you're going to arrive at a page that looks like this, and you have several different options here on the right. Library is where all of your Nearpod lessons will be stored as you create them. Explore will allow you to kind of look for different lessons, Nearpod lessons that have already been created that are in their database that you can add to your own library. Join is if you were going to participate in somebody's Nearpod. Create is where we're going to get started. Reports will show you the results of any Nearpod lessons you've done in your class. So we're going to click on Create. And this is what a blank Nearpod lesson looks like. So you can see here, up here on the left, it says Untitled Lesson. You're first going to give your Nearpod lesson a title, depending on whatever the topic is that you're going to be covering in class. Once you have your title in, you're going to start building your lesson. So if you notice down here, you do have an option to upload files that you already have stored somewhere on your computer. So if you are a PowerPoint user and you want to make an old PowerPoint more interactive, you could click on Upload Files and actually upload a PowerPoint, and it would take all the slides of your PowerPoint and it would put them all in here. If you want to start from scratch, which is what we're going to do, you're going to click on Add a Slide. And there's three different types of options that you are presented with. Add content. When we click on Add Content, you have the option to add a slide, which is more of a traditional PowerPoint looking slide. You have Nearpod 3D. You have PhET simulations, which for math and science, you might find some helpful labs in there. Field trips, which will take you to places all over the world if you want your students to explore. BBC video are short video clips around particular subject areas, so you can explore that as well. Sway, if you are familiar with Microsoft Sway, which is part of the Office 365 suite, it's another presentation tool that you can integrate into Nearpod. Slideshow combines a whole bunch of slides sort of into one Nearpod slide. Video, if you want to put a YouTube video or video you have saved on your computer onto the slide. Audio and PDF viewer. We're going to go back over and we're just going to start with a more traditional slide. So you're going to click on Slide, and it's going to give you a slide that looks very similar to a PowerPoint slide. You have an area here to add the title. You have an area here where you're going to be able to include text, video, images, or GIFs. I'm just going to use my first slide in my Nearpod as a very simple title slide. And then if you want to add something to this slide, let's say we want to add an image, the nice thing about this is that Google Images is already built into Nearpod. We don't have to look for images outside. So we'll do a search, and you will scroll, look for a photo that best meets your needs, click on it, and click Save. If you're happy with your slide, you can click Save and Exit. You do have some other options on the side that you can change. If you come down here at the bottom, you will also see you can change the layout if you want additional text boxes in here. You can also include audio, so if you wanted to record your voice over this or upload an audio file, this is something new that they have recently added. If not, we're just going to click Save and Exit, and our first slide is ready to go. And once it saves, we are going to be then going to follow up with adding additional slides. When we're ready to add an additional slide to our Nearpod, you're just going to again click on Add Slide. We're going to go back over to Add Content, and we're going to look at some of the other options that are available. Nearpod 3D has some pretty cool interactive things that the students can explore. You can see if any of these categories fit your particular needs for whatever lesson that you are doing. I'm going to choose a field trip and see if there's anything related to the Civil War that we could explore. The field trip does have an option up here where you can search. as opposed to the 3D, which does not. You just have those categories to choose from. So if I choose Civil War, we can see if there's anything in here, any sites of the Civil War that we could find. And once you find something that you want, you will just click on it, click Done, and it will then insert it. If at any time you want to see what your presentation looks like so far, you can come down to the lower right here and click on Preview, and it will show you the student preview of what's actually going to be seen on the student devices. So this is what this particular slide looks like, and the students should be able to go through and this entire picture and explore. If we click back, we'll be able to also look at the title slide. Once we're done with looking at the preview, we come up to the upper right and click X. And then you're going to continue to build this presentation by clicking on slides. In the next video, I'm going to show you some of the other interactive slides that you can add to your presentation where the students are actually going to do some participating in the Nearpod.